Beautiful week it has been. I am not going to lie. You see, it's officially the end of today. Today is Saturday, the 30th of August. August has been one very beautiful month, even though it did start on a very, very, troublesome note. Troublesome in the sense that things were not selling, but yes, at the end of the day, we still closed with a very, very good position. Even today, we still had a very decent sale, a Fujitsu, a Lenovo Think Center PC, still sold for 369 euros just at the end of the month. It's amazing, guys. Sometimes you start out feeling uncertain, not knowing how everything is going to play out. But like I always say, if you stay focused, you stay true to what you have always done, things are going to play out in your favor. You see, this game, this whatever you want to call it, business, this hustle, it needs people that are focused. It needs people that have said, you know what, I am going to do what I have to do. I'm not going to look back. Yes, the road might be really rough. Things might be kind of, trying to, charge at you, trying to make you want to give up. But if you are determined, things would always kind of one way or the other, work out. I'm grateful. I'm very happy that this month did end on a very, very good note. So it's going to be a new month, September. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to be doing what I have to do. I'm going to be listing offers. I'm going to be making special offers. Even for a very long time, I wasn't actually doing promotions on my eBay shop, but apparently promotion is a thing. This PC that sold, I'm going to tell you guys something that happened. This was one PC I promoted at 17%, promoted listing fee. I was running a test and I wanted to do the extraordinary. I decided to, leave the promoted listing fee to up to 17% to see what eBay is going to do about that. And eBay did go ahead and did a lot of, promotion on this listing. One thing I realized was that eBay was actually, running. It's kind of interesting, guys, to figure this out. But then, you see, I did 17% on this, and I saw that eBay pretty much gave any potential buyer, 10% if they decide to buy this offer, just keeping 7% for themselves. Kind of a smart move from eBay. It is what it is. This is exactly what the promoted listing fee is meant for. See, if you give eBay 20%, you say, okay, I want to set this, this Bluetooth controller for my camera. I'm going to give eBay 20%, promoted listing fee. eBay, do what you have to do to make sure that this item sells. eBay might just well come around and place a 10%, discount on this offer so that when people see the offer, they see like, oh, this offer is going for 10% discount. They want to buy it. eBay is going to keep the remaining 10%. Everybody is happy. Your item has been sold. eBay keeps 10%, and the buyer in this case gets to enjoy a 10% discount. Smart move. I admire the people that are behind all this complicated thinking. My job is just to bring items to the platform, and I am determined to bring quality items, which is exactly what I'm doing. Quality laptops, quality desktop PCs, quality monitors, and ensure that they are in the best possible optical condition, because guys, you see, gone are the days where you could just throw anything on the eBay platform. People are getting smarter. They're getting wiser. Nobody wants to just buy anything or in the name of it's cheap. People still want to make sure that, look, whatever they are getting is still something that they can look up to and smile. Not something that they see and say, what's this? What's this that has been sent to me? This is all book crap. See, this is not the kind of items I rock with. I do my possible best to ensure that the best items I can lay my hands on are put on the eBay platform. When I started a long time ago, I used to play the game of just, going out there, buying all manner of junks. Guys, if you go out there to buy, pallets, Amazon returns and stuff like that, yes, on the front end, it looks very interesting. You're getting yourself a lot of inventories. Man, you're going to be dealing with a lot of work. You have to list those stuff. And most of the time, some of those stuff, they're not going to work. Some of the parts might be missing. There's just going to be a lot of headache. I did play that game a long time ago. It didn't work out like I wanted it to do because it was just a little pain to list those items. Those items were like different. Every time I had to be, questioning myself, what's this item? What can it do? How do I set up the offer? This was just terrible. And it was in the days where there was even no ChatGPT. Now with ChatGPT, it might be a little bit, easier. But let me tell you guys, the fact that you have to list 100 different items, it is, grilling. It's a grilling exercise, and you must be extra determined to be able to pull that off. But right now, I'm pretty much just doing laptops, pretty much not so many models. I'm doing desktop PCs. The desktop PCs are either Lenovo, Fujitsu, Dell, HP, Acer, stuff like this. I'm doing monitors, also the same thing, HP, Lenovo, this kind of beautiful stuff, things that people want. And because of that, the listing one way or the other just tends to be, easy. Yes, it is what it is. You might want to take a cue from my business model, just go ahead, take a look at my shop, see what I'm doing, see how I am listing my items. You can pretty much just model your shop according to what is already working. If you want to begin to, reinvent the wheel, guys, I'm telling you, you're just going to put in a lot of work. At the end of the day, it's still the same thing you are going to do, which is you are going to take items, you're going to clean them up, you're going to make good pictures, you're going to list them, and you're going to rinse and repeat, do it over and over and over and again. You will ultimately find success. Beautiful thing is that in the last 1 week, we have not gotten any returns. This is kind of, strange. I take a look at it with a kind of, I don't know when it's going to happen, but also I want to be positive about it. I do not want the returns to come because I really did put in a lot of work to ensure that the items that I shipped out last week, they were all in the best possible conditions. Hopefully, the items are going to stay with the buyers. I did receive 2, positive reviews already, which is something very good. Sometimes you send items, you do not get feedback from buyers. The only way I can know or tell the buyers are satisfied is when they go ahead, to put a review on my shop, be it positive. Even a neutral review is also a feedback system for me to know what the buyers felt when they received the item. But definitely, if you have done a very good job, you should naturally be getting positive reviews. But then it is what it is. Like I always say, you have disgruntled buyers on this platform, buyers that you can never, ever, satisfy. I'm just here in the warehouse. I'm about to leave, but I felt like, yes, because I am also trying to prioritize content, I needed to still sit here and just give you guys a rundown of what has been going on. And then the reseller community, I was taking a look at YouTube. So a few days ago, I did see that there's a little bit of drama going on in the reseller community. Allegations here and there. I'm not really good at, being the eyes of a drama. First of all, I do not even have time to be part of it. But I did take a look at some of the videos. Unfortunately, some people are disgruntled, some people are not so happy. Some people felt like they've not been treated fairly in the reseller community. It is what it is. This is a very big community. You tend to see a lot of people, different characters, but the intention is that we are supposed to come together as one big community to move reselling, forward. If this community is a community where people tend to, back at each other, kind of a dog-eat-dog situation, it will not tell well of a responsible community like this. I've always been very proud of the reselling community. I have learned a lot of stuff, just by simply watching a lot of YouTube videos. There are so many big players out there, respectable names, people that have paid the price, they've done the due diligence to ensure that we are giving very good quality content. Yes, everybody cannot be exactly the way you expect. It is what it is. In a community of about 20,000 people, there are definitely going to be some bad players. But then I have had only good experiences from the selling community. And I'm hoping that, yes, this love, this care that has existed amongst us for so long will continue to be. Even as we spread the gospel, we spread the news that, look, reselling is a way of life. Reselling is an honorable business that you can actually partake in 2025. Don't be deceived. It's not dead. It's not in any way close to being dead. This is one of the reasons why I come here on this channel to kind of show you guys what is possible if you decide to put in the work reselling. People kind of say reselling is dead. As a matter of fact, I've seen people giving up on reselling. They say, look, it doesn't work. I've tried everything I can. Nothing seems to be working. I keep making these videos to show you guys, in fact, this PC that sold now is a testimony of the fact that, look, you can still make money reselling. Of course, you're not going to be making 300 euros per transactions. You can actually make 50 euros, 60 euros, 70 euros, even 30 euros, just reselling your stuff. This is decent money, especially when you consider the fact that you do not have to leave your home. The highest you have to do is to actually, go pick up stuff, bring them home, clean them, list them on the platform. And when they sell, you take them back to the post office. It doesn't disturb your normal daily routine. If you want to take up a job, it's something you can do on the side. And if you decide to give it your full-time effort, to make it your full-time gig, is something you can also do. There are a lot of ways to play the game Of course, some methods might be failing, pretty much dying. This is not to mean that the act of reselling, which is a God-given responsibility to us to do in this planet Earth, is dying. It's not going to die. It's not going anywhere. And eBay, being a major player in this whole thing, is just going to keep doing its job, projecting our offers to responsible buyers that will come to the platform. Sometimes it might be difficult for them as well. The changes going on, AI, technology, they have to keep updating their system, their technology, to be sure that they are relevant in 2025. And when it happens, sometimes we experience a little glitch. The search is not doing what it's supposed to do. Items are not showing up. Buyers are coming. They are not able to see our items. They are not able to see the best price item, but the items that are well, promoted. Yes, these are some of the little things. Definitely, these things are going to be sorted out in the course of time. This is not a one-day fix. And if you expect that eBay is going to, turn around just one day and become, good without having any glitches here and there, you must be dreaming. A very robust platform like eBay definitely going to have problems here and there, but overall, we are grateful, for the fact that we are able to sell our items on this platform. And eBay has not disappointed us. It has not disappointed me. I wouldn't know about you. Let me know what you think. Go to the comment section. Write me. Let me know if eBay has disappointed you in one way or the other. And let me also know what exactly has eBay done to warrant that tag. Yes, I do not have any central focus in this video, but then I am grateful that a beautiful week like this is coming to an end. Definitely, positivity is at an all-time high. We are looking forward to the new month, the last month in this quarter, and definitely as we approach Q4, hopefully things are just going to get better. If you are still in the trenches now, grinding it out, trying to list items, don't be discouraged. Keep doing what you are doing. Definitely at some point, things are going to begin to fall in line. Of course, there are so many challenges. Some of us even have, challenges of not getting the support that would naturally have loved to get. Sometimes you are trying to resell and people keep telling you, please leave this thing you are doing. Go get a normal job. Go and focus on something else. Guys, I have been there and it could be very, very challenging. Of course, videos like this are meant to encourage you, because if you are doing reselling just alone without watching YouTube content, you do not interact with people on the internet, it is going to be very, very lonely. And if you are not careful, it might be boring to the point that you might just throw in the towel. But then when we drop videos like this, yes, you take a look at me. I tell you, look, I'm still here right now. It's just 21:27. You can take a look. I'm still here doing what I have to do, even though I'm going to be leaving soon. But I still want to encourage you to tell you, look, if you are working hard on your dreams, on your project, on your reselling business, keep doing what you are doing. Repeat what is working. Do not just keep changing methods. When you discover that a particular sourcing method is working, put it on rinse and repeat. Do it over and over again. Refine it to the point that you can do it effortlessly without having to use any conscious resource. That is the ultimate point that you ought to be. And when you get there, you are going to see results that will blow your mind, and you will be glad you did. If you have picked anything up from me just sitting here and rambling for the past, 5-6 minutes, go ahead, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Until I see you again in the next one. Peace.